Hey everybody, sorry if I seem a little flustered. I always take my hair down before I do streams, and it looks rather messy and yucky right now because uh, my hair got entangled in my hair tie, and I had to cut it out of my hair. So now my hair is probably gonna look kind of funky. I mean, I didn't cut a big chunk of hair out or anything like that, but there was a little tendril of hair, hey Texas, that was caught in the hair tie, and I systematically had to cut it out, and I'm also having to cut that hair out of the hair tie. So hopefully that doesn't happen again, which is what I'm doing right now. Is Hey X-Ray. Hey 71. Uh X-Ray, you say entangle like Jada Pinkett Smith and her son's friend. I don't know if it's quite that way, but it was a mess, and I thought, am I going to be able to get this hair tie out of my hair um, before my show? So I finally just I'm going to have to cut it out because, like I said, this has only happened to me one other time. Um, and so that's what I had to cut out, or, you know, just that little bit of hair I had to cut um, to get that hair tie. It was this little hair tie that was caught in my hair. So yeah, I agree with you, 71, that the Smith family kind of has some issues. Um, so anyway, hopefully my hair doesn't look too bad after the surgery I had to do on it to get it. I mean, it'll grow back out, but I still hate to go chopping at my hair to get it out of a dang hair tie. I saw something. Speaking of hair ties and stuff, I saw something one time that was talking about um, girls or young women that tie their hair back with the hair ties. Um, and they were like, I guess, putting them on their arm or something for too long a period of time or something, and the um the bacteria that was in the hair tie, I guess from their hair or whatever, was causing infections. Now I don't know how true that is, but evidently these girls got some really bad infections from this. And I can see my hair does look a little choppy. But, like I said, most of the time I've got it tied back. So you're probably not going to notice that too awfully much. Let's see. Hey, Garrett. I don't know where Wes is, to be honest. I invited him last night, and I never did specifically hear an answer from him whether he was going to be here or not. Um, but hey, Darren. Um, and I do have, I'm all ready to go, guys. I hope you guys are all ready to go with your beverages of choice or snack of choice or whatever. I have a strawberry Starburst C4 energy drink. I have some cheese curds from A&W. Actually, it's like a A&W / Long John Silver's. And I thought cheese curds sounded good, so I got some of those. And then I also have, I believe it's Diet Pepsi. But I ordered root beer, but the DoorDash person said that they didn't have any root beer, or out of root beer, whatever. But I am also ready with my Goonies shirt. I can probably stand up a little bit so you guys can see that better. It has the skull and the crossed swords, and then the Goonies tile there. Uh, so yeah, I'm all ready to go for this Goonies watch along. Goonies is a little bit of a longer movie than normally I show on these watch alongs, but I figure, this is an enjoyable movie. It'll probably go pretty quickly. Actually, you say your favorite Goonie was Short Round. Actually, you say anyone else grew up playing Nintendo and was confused by seeing Goonies 2 in stores. Um, I did play Nintendo growing up. I wasn't very good at it. I'm not very good at video games in general, but I have tried to play some of them from time to time. Um, but I don't ever recall seeing a Goonies 2 game, though. Texas says, hit that like button, you mofos. Thank you, Texas, for the promotion there. Um, so I'm probably going to do the Daily Grindhouse this evening. And I'm going to be talking about horror movies to watch in the spring. We're going to go through those pretty quickly. This isn't going to be like a detailed review type of thing. Just some suggestions for your springtime or May watching, considering that tomorrow is May 1st. So we want to get this May started off right, you know. Or you could do like Dead Pit always does and I can't do it justice, not the way Wes always does, but May of the Dead and do zombie movies if you wanted to. So extra, you say, yeah, they made a Nintendo only sequel to Goonies. You had to save the redhead, who it turns out was actually a mermaid. Interesting. Well, there's Wesley. Uh, that's okay. You say you're at the in-laws' house currently. Sorry I couldn't join you tonight. I was thinking I might be home, but don't look like it. Weekends for me are usually wild, which is perfectly fine. You can feel free to hang out in the chat if you would like. I don't know. I was kind of hoping Uncle Bill would be in here as well. Um, would you like Uncle Bill to be your fill-in, Wes, if he makes it in here? He was my partner in crime last night for the House on Sorority Row watch along. He wasn't in there at the very beginning, but he was close enough. So again, I'm trying to adjust this a little bit. So uh, a little bit of news on the green screen. As many of you know, the green screen I got in will not stay up unless I go out to the garage and get a vise. It's just one of those. It's not one of those big heavy duty vise things, um, like you would get, to put in your home workshop or whatever. But it's a plastic like one that Steve got. Now I can get this sucker over here to stay up if I put the vise on it. Then it'll stay up. But I was monkeying around trying to get it behind me the other evening, and a Thursday evening actually, and I ended up accidentally unhooking the internet from power. And Steve was none too thrilled with me. So um, I I thought, well, maybe I just better wait until the replacement comes in, and we'll see if it stays up at that point in time. And Steve told me that if I want to use, when I'm using this big green screen, if I want to use his computer and just bring up my StreamYard, and there's plenty of space back here instead of trying to wedge it in behind me. That's one of the drawbacks of having your computer desk and everything in this corner. I used to be over there or behind me. Um, but when Steve got his new desk together and stuff, he said, "You're going to have to move over back where you were when we first got married, and I'm going to have to take this spot." So there you go. So is he, Wes, is he feeling worse? Because you say Uncle Bill's more than welcome, but he's currently trying to not gag on the death dome. So if, yeah, he probably won't be in here if he's feeling worse. He told me he was feeling better last night. So I guess we'll see, right? Um, and maybe I can wait a while and do the Goonies again, and maybe you'll be able to join it at another time. Garrett, you say tell Steve you're the boss. That would definitely go over like a lead balloon. That would go over like a lead balloon. But so anyway, a reminder about tomorrow evening, 8 p.m. Eastern time. There will be a Evil Dead Rise review and discussion free for all. It is not going to be spoiler free. So if you have not yet seen Evil Dead Rise and you are planning on seeing Evil Dead Rise, might not want to join in on that. And also don't watch it later if you don't want the movie to be spoiled, because we're going to be throwing anything and everything out there. Our likes, dislikes, plot points, all that good stuff. People are going to be talking about it. If they loved it, they hated it, it was just meh, whatever. So anybody and everybody is welcome to come to that. Again, it's starting tomorrow night, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So my goal, I have small goals, and I try to reach them at some point in time. But I would love to see the most people we've ever had live on camera or whatever. I mean, even if you want to be audio only, I'm hoping that Texas has his camera hooked up so that he can use it. Hey, Blissful. Hey, Kelly. Um, so let's see if we can make this a big event. Let's see how many people we can get live on the stream. I know there have been some of you that have already given your reviews. Some of you that have given spoiler-free reviews, and that's all good. But if you want to come in for this big blowout, this free for all that I'm having, feel free. And again, I'd love to have you. We can have up to 9 other people plus me. And let's see if we can do that without breaking the internet or breaking StreamYard or causing people to get kicked out of StreamYard and can't get back in. Um, okay, and then Don't know about Tuesday, what I'll be doing or if I'll be doing anything. That just, me. All the time, surprises, surprises, surprises. So, then Wednesday, barring anything going on, TJ and I will be continuing with our Monsters episode discussion. We will be covering the second half of the episodes from the first season, the next 12 episodes. So feel free to join us for that. Don't know about Thursday. Probably won't be doing anything on Friday, but I do believe that Steve is going to do something special on Friday. So you guys can look forward to that. As far as the upcoming watch alongs, uh, May 6th will be Death Ship. May 7th will be graduation day. May 13th, The Prowler. And then May 14th, I am planning on doing Bachelor Party starring Tom Hanks. May 20th will be Eyes of a Stranger. May 27th, Happy Birthday to Me. June 3rd, Killer Workout, followed on June 4th with Death's Ball. Hey, Dirt. Yeah, well, actually, Steve is actively trying to go to sleep now. It is now 7:20, so yes, he definitely would be doing that. um, but he does have, in his defense, he does have to work 4 10-hour days this coming week. So let's go ahead and I am going to do the daily grindhouse intro, and then we're going to get into talking about these horror movies to watch in the spring, the way to kick off Monday, kick off May right. Um, he may have X-ray. He may have taken his nighttime Flintstone vitamins. You say he's going to go to sleep on Friday. He tells me he's doing some kind of show. HA, you say, anyway, I don't think Steve is nostalgic for Goonies. He grew up watching the Bowery Boys and the Keystone Cops. Oh, 71, you did get a new cat. Her name is Mink. She's an undercover spy that seduces the criminals. Okay, so let's kick this daily grindhouse off with this groovy new intro that I've got for it, and then we'll talk about these springtime horror movies, and then we'll get into the watch along. See who's nostalgic for Mr. Ed. All right, great segue. All righty. So let's get started talking about some of these springtime uh horror movies. Now, some of these may seem like a little bit of a stretch, but I did look at several lists of springtime horror, and then I also just pulled some of these based on my own preferences. Okay. So the first one is Prom Night, which I was rewatching right before I got on the stream. And why is Prom Night? Why would that be considered a springtime horror? Because it deals with prom night, and proms generally take place in the spring. Um, around, Mayish or something like that is usually when proms take place. Um, Not going to go into the plots of all these movies because I think the majority of you guys, the movies I'm going to be talking about tonight, for the most part, you guys are familiar with the plots. But highly recommend Prom Night. It has Jamie Lee Curtis and Leslie Nielsen in it. Damn, how can you go wrong with that, right? Okay. The next one, and I swear to you, I don't just have this because I'm the Evil Dead chick. I have this because I wasn't even thinking of it as like a springtime horror movie or a spring break type of horror movie. And really, the environment does not really look like it looks more like fall, actually, to be honest. Um, and that is Evil Dead. But it was listed on several different lists of springtime horror. So the next one is Carrie, which most of the action takes place at a prom. Again, most proms take place in the spring. So we've got Prom Night and we've also got Carrie, right? Uh, Dark, you say, we have something special planned for Saturday. Oh, Necromantic 1 and 2. Uh, I'll just say I've seen the first part of the original Necromantic, and I was like, "Holy shit! What am I watching here?" that was exactly what I said. I agree with Darren. That's going to be some show. So the next one is graduation day, which usually when people graduate from high school or in some cases college, it's usually spring or possibly summer. So I wanted to include graduation day. This was actually one that I just kind of pulled out of my butt and said I'm going to add that to my list. The next one, of course, Mother's Day takes place in May. So we can't not speak about Mother's Day, touted as the original horror classic. And the last one, Nightmare Beach, aka Welcome to Spring Break, which the action in this movie takes place during spring break. Okay, so there's you some movies in case you're thinking, well, what am I going to watch in the month of May, horror wise? So, uh, so I might give it a couple more minutes to just make sure that everybody's in here and ready to go. Now, usually I say that I'm a lazy ass about, just saying, screw it, I'm going to go with the link. Well, I did drag out my Blu ray drive. Uh, I've got it all hooked up, and I do have my Goonies Blu ray in. And I've got it all queued up to the Warner Brothers logo at the beginning. Um, so, if you guys, any of you guys that are watching it tonight, are using the Tubi link, you should be able to get it synced up pretty well. But I was like, I just don't want to deal with the commercials tonight. And I thought maybe this would help me keep more synced up with most everybody. So, Dirk, you say, love Mother's Day. Me too, Dirk. 71, you say, that looks great. Darren, you say, I'm a necromantic virgin, so I don't know what to expect. Oh boy. Oh boy, Darren, that's all I can say. Dirky say Nightmare Beach is funnier than hell. It does have its moments. Yeah, I agree with Texas. That's a hard watch. Um, I use hold on, Dirk. It's a Lewo Blu-ray player. It's a free player that I downloaded so that I can use my Blu-ray drive to play Blu-rays through occasionally, and that's spelled Leawo. Uh, Probably if you just put Lewo download in a Google search, you should be able to find it. Texas, you say Mother's Day is great, 71. Agreed. Darren, you say, I know it by heart, but I will linger in the chat. Okay. So, again, I don't know if Uncle Bill will be around. I'm not sure from what Wes said if that means that Uncle Bill is feeling worse today or not. Um, hey, Blair. But if there's anybody else that wants to join in at any point in time live on the stream, just let me know. If you need me to repost the link to join in backstage, let me know. If anybody needs the link again for the movie on Tubi, or feel free if you've got your own copy and you want to just put in your own copy and watch it that way. So it's 7:30, so I say we go ahead and get started since this is a little bit of a longer movie. So again, I've got mine queued up to the Warner Brothers logo at the beginning. It's about 11 seconds in on the Blu-ray, and making sure the sound is turned down. And then I'm going to do the 3, 2, 1, and we'll all press play. So everybody ready? 3, 2, 1, press play. So now we're getting the Goonies logo. Steven Spielberg presents, directed by Richard Donner. Also, I don't know how many Cyndi Lauper fans there are in here tonight. But we do have the Goonies Are Good Enough song sung by the great Cyndi Lauper. So we're just about to get introduced to, well, we're seeing one of the Fratellis. There's another one of the Fratellis. And there's the late great Anne Ramsey there as Mama Fratelli. So they're breaking the other Fratelli brother out of jail. And we've also got Sean Astin in this movie. Josh Brolin. Very young Josh Brolin, by the way. If I'm remembering right, Jeff Cohen is Chunk. Corey Feldman, of course. Carrie Green, who we're seeing there, the redhead. Martha Plimpton, who plays Carrie Green's friend in here. Uh, I don't Kahui Kwan. I don't know. I'm probably massacring that poor kid's name, but he plays Data. Joey Pants is also in this, guys. If you didn't already see Joey Pants. There's Data. And there is Chunk smashing his pizza on the glass. And I guess that was a milkshake. Blair, you say, does Jay Real ever join? He has tons of movie knowledge. Um, he's been on several Dead Pit streams, and I've been meaning to remember to ask Jay if he wants to be on one or more of my streams. I just keep forgetting. Texas, you say, I forgot Robert Davey was in this. Actually, you said it feels like Josh Brolin's career really started with No Country for Old Men. Yeah. Actually, you say outside Goonies and Hollow Man, I couldn't tell you any movies he was in the 80s and 90s. Texas, you say, X-Ray, I'll go with Planet Terror, but No Country for Old Men is phenomenal. So speaking of Josh Brolin, there he is now. So here is Corey Feldman, his mouth there, combing his hair, and he's got him a Pepsi. Man, everybody was young on this movie. I just now noticed, I believe Corey Feldman has a Purple Rain shirt on there. And there's Chunk. And this is going to be the Truffle Shuffle. So Mouth is going to make Chunk do the truffle shuffle before he can come inside. I don't think kids now would even like this would bore them to tears, but this is, really innovative that some kid would create something like this uh, to mechanically open a gate or something. So now Data is that looks really dangerous, but my parents probably would have, well, my mom probably would have killed me if I ever attempted something like that. So now this art piece is going to be broken. It seems that his the statue's manhood uh, has broken off. So it seems that a developer, I guess, is wanting to buy up all these houses and, tear them down and build, golf courses or condominiums or mini malls or something. Um, but, or maybe just let a bunch of rich people move in here. Um, hey, Davy. X-ray, you say, I don't give a fuck. Had a huge crush on Martha Plimpton in this. Liked her more than the redhead. Well, that's interesting, X-ray. I'm glad that you brought that up. Davey, you say I enjoyed the movie when it came out. I, you know, I feel like I still continue to enjoy it, and I hope I continue to enjoy it for some time to come. Um, but yeah, it was a golden time when this movie came out. Um, so I love that Mouth is he's supposed to be translating because Rosalita or whatever her name is, the lady that's going to be helping out around the house, um, doesn't speak English. She speaks Spanish, and Mouth claims he knows Spanish, and so he's telling her never go up in the attic. It's filled with Mr. Walsh's sexual torture devices. And he was also telling her, top drawers like the marijuana and there's heroin and all that. And he's like, always separate your drugs. He says if you do a bad job, you'll be locked in here with the cockroaches for 2 weeks without food and water. And she says, my God, I'm in a crazy house. Oh, so they thought she was going to get upset over the statue, but somebody's crumpled chips all over, and their mom is not too happy about that. X-Ray, you say evil land developers were a popular antagonist in the 1980s. Exactly. And I think Uncle Bill and I talked about this on one other stream. It seemed like kids in movies cared more about what happened to them, what happened to their parents. If their parents had a problem, it became the kids' problem. And there were several movies where the kids would try to solve their parents' problems for them. Now it doesn't seem kids give a shit about anything in real life or in movies. So, I think maybe that's another reason why this movie holds so much nostalgia for me. Martha Plimpton is adorable, Kelly. I agree. Durkee said, I forgot to tell you, Danny, I splattered blood all over that Tenebrae shirt you made. It looks killer. I bet it does. There's a new look for it, Dirk. Um, I am. I have not had any orders as of late for. I think you're the only person that I've sold a Tenebrae shirt to. Are you thinking I need to start spattering some fake blood on them? I wonder if I should charge extra for that. So now the kids are all going up in the attic, and he's we've got the map, and this is the map that's supposed to tell you where One-Eyed Willie's treasure is. They get the idea that if they find One-Eyed Willie's treasure, then they'll be able to, stay in their homes and stay together as the Goonies, and um, that everything will be good for their parents. So, yeah, he knew if he gave that to Chunk, then Chunk would inevitably drop it. Um, I mean, of course, they could say it's an accident. And I think I was blabbing in the chat when this happened, but the scene where Corey Feldman or Mouth is puts his tongue through a painting and he's doing, telling them to come over and give him a kiss and stuff, and he's that part I think is really funny. Looks like Sean Astin has a little bit of dirt on his nose there. Sean Astin's thinking, when I grow up, I'm going to be in Stranger Things. Turkey say, no, I just got a wild hair. LOL. Maybe I do need to start adding some, little specialty, or customizing them or something, customizable options. So it's a good thing that Chunk is so clumsy, because he basically knocked the back off of this framed newspaper article about a guy that went looking for One Eyed Willie's treasure. So Mike is seeing his chance, so he's grabbing the map and stuff. And oh man, the land developers are there. And they're wanting to speak to Mike and Brand's dad, who's not there right at the moment. So the wheels are turning in Mike's mind here. I'm beginning to think Pepsi must have sponsored them or something. This is a classic shot of the boys looking at the map, and now they got an idea, but they have to get Bran out of the way. And by the way, there's Cyndi Lauper singing the Goonies theme song there. So they've conversed upon Bran, and they're gonna secure him to the chair with his exercise equipment there, and they're gonna. Well, after they let the air out of Bran's tires on his bike, they're gonna head off in search of One-Eyed Willie's treasure. And the mother's really not paying any attention to what exactly happened to Bran here. And he wants Rosalita to help him, but like by this point in time, she's scared to death of them. So Bran finally got out of his predicament, and now he's having to take a bite that's way too small for him. Or he's going to have to take a bite that's way too small for him because his bike doesn't have any air in the tires anymore. So he takes this poor little girl's bike with the training wheels and everything. Wow. We've lost most of our people now. Yeah, well, like I said, I was kind of hoping that, CK and or Uncle Bill would be in here, but perhaps not. Um, and that might have been more entertaining than just what listening to me on here. Darky's after seeing Goonies for the first time, I wanted to be an inventor as a kid. Yeah, I could see where a movie like this would make some kids want to be inventors. Um, I think one of the reasons why I found this movie attractive was the fact that the kids went on an adventure. Uh, and I was always wanting to do that as a kid. To I was always leaving the yard and worrying my mom, which I feel guilty about now. But I was just always wanting to get farther than my backyard. And I think a lot of kids have that explorative nature to them. And when I would watch movies like Goonies, then I would see that these kids, they got to take they made some kind of epic adventure trip, and but they were always helping out someone as well, and helping out themselves in the process. So you got kind of get a two for one thing. Everything usually ends up right for the kids and their families, and they also got to go on that epic adventure, which again was something I was always, you know, uh, seeking to be able to find. So they are going to soon come up on the old farmhouse or whatever you would want to call it, old coast house or something. Um, I think it must have been a restaurant at one time. But now the Fratellis are holed up in here. And I think Chunk's getting hungry again, and that is probably one of the big reasons why they end up going to this building. Oh goodness, so sorry. So evidently Chunk is being way too loud, and they're having to shush him. Yeah, definitely. Like I'm seeing a Pepsi Cola theme in this movie. Oh, so now Chunk is going to discover that this is the vehicle that he saw the police chasing. Uh oh. So at first, the Fratellis are going to act like they own this restaurant, and um, they maybe did at one time. I don't recall. Um, so they're going to pretend like they're going to make a meal for the boys. Darky say, "Yeah, I was always exploring in the deep woods with a couple of friends. We'd pack backpacks with drinks and snacks and shit. LOL." Yeah, and I did that to some extent too. Probably if I had been a boy, um, I was a tomboy at best, but if I had been a boy, I probably would have done a lot more of it. Because I know when my dad was growing up, him and his brothers, would go, they'd go out and stay out all night frog gigging or night fishing or whatever, numerous things that people, kids did back then, country kids in any case. So I think that's supposed to be water. I wouldn't want to drink that either. So I just wanted to ask out of you guys that are still left in the chat, how many of people actually got to see this in the movie theater? I know I did not. I probably by the time I watched it, it was probably around the later time in my video rental days, I would say. Oh, guys, it's a good thing I got this energy drink because for some reason, I got really tired really, really quickly. So there is the introduction to the kind of the sloth character, who is actually one of the Fratellis, but he's not a bad Fratelli. Um, he's just the misunderstood Fratelli. So Bran has finally found the boys, and he's intent on, getting them the hell out of there and essentially getting them back home. So now Carrie Green and Martha Plimpton have now shown up, and Bran has a crush on Carrie Green's character. Pretty girls can make you do anything, right, guys? Durkee said, unfortunately, I didn't. I think I saw it on HBO when it premiered on there. HBO was the shit back then. Indeed, it was, Dirk. Um, oh, you're welcome, Dirk. You say, by the way, thanks for the tip on adjusting the webcam. I did it earlier. It looks much better now. Yeah, you'd be surprised how, sometimes just doing simple adjustments. I would have never thought about it, but then, the more and more I got to thinking about how much it was going to cost to get a DSLR camera, I thought there's got to be there's got to be a way that I can at least make my webcam look better than it does, cuz I noticed some people only use webcams, and theirs didn't look as bad as mine did. Hey, Menelect. So Chunk was trying to get a drink of water and ended up getting his eye instead. Well, now he got some. So now these boys are thinking seriously of going exploring. Now I must say I was all for exploring, but I don't think I would have, went down into the bowels of a building like this. I don't know. I think I would have been afraid to. But they're finding out that the Fratellis were, I guess, printing off counterfeit money. Yeah, that was exactly my thoughts too, Dirk. Yeah, no need to break the bank. Um, I'm glad really that, you could always return something, but I'm glad I didn't end up investing that much money into the DSLR camera because, I'm happy, with the way it looks now. Like I said, the skin tones are natural. I don't look all washed out now. Colors are brighter, like in my hat and stuff like that. Adjusting the contrast made things look a little higher definition, and things of that nature. Guys, I am going to leave the movie running. Um, and hopefully we won't lose anybody while I step away. Um, well, my mouse is acting up again. Oh, I wish this thing would give me a break here. That's the only thing about these Bluetooth wireless mice and keyboards. Sometimes they can be a little persnickety. But like I said, I'm going to leave the movie playing, but I'm going to step away for just 1 second here. And I think it's going to get a little bit cold here tonight, so I'm probably going to have to turn on my little electric fireplace. But I also am going to run to the restroom, and I will be back. So, again, I hate that we've lost several people, but like I said, probably I would imagine a lot of people were thinking that CK would be on here at least. I was kind of expecting, more people that wanted to come in live on this. But again, maybe I overestimated that again. Um, I was kind of hoping this might get. I want to keep our same crowd, but I was hoping that by maybe not doing horror movies all the time as watch alongs, we would get some extra people in here. But that's okay. I mean, we still got 6 in here. Telling on them, are you, Texas? You said there's another live going on about fashion and Bliss 171 jump ship. That's okay. I mean, I'm grateful that they stopped by for a little bit. I thought at first you were going to tell me there was another like horror related or something live, and everybody went over to that. Or um, evidently, I mean, Uncle Bill could have done something, but obviously, with CK being at his in laws, I don't think he's going to be doing anything tonight. But there are plenty of other people that do lives as well. So there could be any number of reasons. It could be that, maybe it's a bad idea for me to do watch alongs starting at 7 on Sunday evenings. That may be cutting it a little close for people. Yeah, Dirk, you do bring up a good point. You say I think it's good you mix it up, and doing this could bring a variety later. Yeah, maybe I just need to give it some time. Like I was saying the other night, my the viewers, or like even the viewings later on my live streams, have seemed to have picked up again. So um, that's good. And I picked up a few more. Um, I picked up a few more subscribers along the way too. So I must be doing a little bit of something right. Texas, you say, hell no, it's these two women who are funny and they don't come on that often. Now you keep doing the watch alongs. I'll be here always. Well, I appreciate that, Texas. I appreciate um, all, the people that support me in any capacity. Even if you come in here for 2 or 3 minutes, that's still supporting me. Um, and maybe this wasn't their cup of tea, but again, I do appreciate them stopping by. You say when it comes to horror, they will be here. Well, I'll still be doing plenty of that for sure. And I really am thinking of doing that stream where you talk about maybe little lesser known bands. Like I was talking about those Oklahoma rock bands um, last night. And maybe I can do something specific to talking about more local bands, maybe introduce people to some new music or different music. So this this scene here, although a little bit funny, is sort of gruesome too. They're basically, the Fratellis are trying to get Chunk to tell them everything he knows, and so I think he's telling them basically everything except what they want to know. I think Joey Pants there in the middle. I think he's great in this role. This is a different kind of role, I think, for Joey Pants. So there is no way that well, maybe I could have when I was a kid, but there's no way now I could go into whatever these caverns or whatever that they're in as claustrophobic as I am now. And Carrie Green seems to be losing her shit here. I think the Fratellis are figuring out that they kind of abducted the wrong kid here. So this appears to be the skeleton of a pirate, a long dead pirate. Um, Dirty, so are you going to get that Trick or Treat 4K from Synapse if it's $60? Yeah, Dirk, I'm gonna. I mean, seriously, I will get it. I can't help myself. I've been waiting for that damn Trick or Treat to come out in some form or another, other than the lame DVD that we've been stuck with forever. That I basically, I think, found many moons ago in the $5 bin at Walmart. Literally, I think that's where I found it. So, yes, I will bow down to Synapse and be paying that $60. I can't help myself. Steve probably will not. But I totally am uh, gonna give in to temptation and be getting that thing. And guys, I'm sorry if there are stretches of time where I'm not actually talking about the movie. I was feeling pretty good when I started the stream, but now it's like almost like you know how you get kind of foggy headed and stuff sometimes. I think mine's due to sinus congestion and stuff, where you almost feel like your head's becoming disconnected or it's filled with helium or something. It's just it's a weird feeling, a disconnected feeling. I've heard other people say that they feel like that from time to time. So I'm determined that I'm going to make it through this live stream, this watch along, because I've really been looking forward to it. Um, but I didn't want anybody to think I had, like something severely wrong had happened to me if I just quit talking or you don't see me moving a lot on the video or whatever. Um, and this is, with these types of booby traps and stuff like that, it almost seems like a Indiana Jones type movie with kids in it. Um, which I think is definitely, attractive to not only the younger generation that we used to be, as well as being something fun to go back and watch now. Dargy said, I will too, can't help it. Yeah, I mean, the a release like this has been a long time coming, a super long time coming. And I know what Steve's going to say. He's going to say, "Hey, Dana, you wait, and it'll go down in price. Don't believe all the hype and the hoopla that it's going to sell out and all that stuff." But yeah, I'm not. I'm really not going to be able to help myself. And of course, they're going to have like limited edition. I was just looking at some information on this. People are saying they're gonna pick it up day one and all that. Of course, it seems like what I'm reading about it is it's not going to be until, I mean, they're saying by the end of 2023. So I'm kind of hoping what would be awesome was if they'd have it by October. Yeah, I'm expecting it to be popular enough that it would sell out. So as soon as I can put in a pre-order for it, I am going to do so. So I think maybe at first they might have thought that they found One Eye Willie's treasure, but this is actually money, I guess, from a wishing well up above. So we've got a little bit less than an hour, nearly an hour left of this movie. And I do hope, I just want to say at this point in time that I hope you guys that are still in here are enjoying this little bit of nostalgia, this walk down memory lane a little bit. I certainly am. I did take a little bit of medication for my sinuses, so I'm hoping that that'll make me feel a little better. And I do have to return to work tomorrow. So you guys pray for me that I didn't get a whole 40 or 50 tickets while I was gone for 3 days. Dougie say, I don't do that for everything, but I definitely will for Sammy Kerr. You know what? You know how I said Steve probably won't. He's going to probably be the one of the lone holdouts. He's going to say, "Oh, you don't need to have that. I don't need to have that." But, in this case, I'm not going to listen to him because I've been a huge fan of Trick or Treat for years and years and years. So here's the return of the jerks here, and by jerks I mean the jocks who um, just want to look up girls' skirts and stuff with mirrors and things like that. So the Fratellis still have Chunk. And they're going to leave him with Sloth, I guess. And I think at this point in time that Sloth is still, or Chunk is still scared of Sloth. So now the Fratellis are going to go after the kids. So one of the jerks thinks that he's going to get Andy back. By having her, climb in the bucket. But something's going to happen here that changes her mind. So right here, she's saying she wants to go home. That's all she wants to do is go home. So Mike's going to give his big speech here. We're soon going to find out if it's going to make any difference. So what do you think, guys? You think Andy's going to change her mind here? Let's find out. Yes, she did. And she gave douchebag Troy his Letterman sweater back. That baby Ruth looks huge there. That's the way to Sloth's heart is to give him chocolate. Everybody loves chocolate, right? Sloth loves chocolate so much he'll rip out of the constraints that they've got him in. Durkee saying Ramsey reminds me of my buddy's mom back in the day. Oh my. Oh, yeah, I'd forgotten. That is the creep from Last American Virgin, Texas. Hey, Crib Sweeper, you say, I've always felt that if this movie was called anything other than the Goonies, it wouldn't be such a big cult favorite. The name is its golden goose. Um, I think it's got other things going for it, Crip Sweeper, but Goonies is an excellent title. I will agree with that. Dirk, you say I can see that. So soon, Sloth and Chunk are going to become friends. So Sloth loves Chunk. The movie's soon to be over, and I finally figured out on this player how to turn these subtitles from Japanese to English. So we got some more booby traps here. One-eyed Willie really wanted to protect his treasure. So I always think of Data as a kid version of Inspector Gadget. Anybody remember Inspector Gadget? So Chunk has found a way to call the sheriff, and of course, is the sheriff gonna believe Chunk? I highly doubt it because Chunk is the boy who cried wolf, right? That's the Rocky Road ice cream. And so the sheriff is saying, like the Iranian terrorists that took over the Sizzler. Anybody remember Sizzlers? And then you're talking about the creatures that multiply when you throw water on them, which is a nod to gremlins. So it seems that several of them, including the girls, got to go take a pee break. So I hope these girls can squat and pee. It's going to be a lot easier for the guys to go to the restroom. Man, that's some hellacious pipes there. So Bran is having Mike go check to see what's wrong with Andy, and she thinks she's going to be kissing Bran. Um, Instead, it's going to be kissing Mike. I personally, I think Martha Plimpton gets prettier as this movie goes on. Um, Not that she wasn't cute to start with, but Darky say, "Oh yeah, Data, definitely my favorite character." Yeah, I really liked that character, and I can only imagine if they had, even waited a few years till the kids were a little bit older and made a Goonies too. Um, with the same cast, I would say make it with the same cast, but um, I just wonder you know, what the response would have been at that point in time. So we got a little over 30 minutes left of the film. And really, I mean, this is almost a 2 hour film. It's about 5 or so minutes shy of 2 hours, which for a kid or a family film, especially during this time period, um, this film did amazingly well. And even watching it now, and doing this watch along, it definitely does not seem like it's going to be on that long or has been on that long. So I, I don't think those are flares. I believe that's dynamite. So there are music notes on the map, but they got to play this thing exactly right because basically it's telling them, make too many mistakes and you will be muerto, which is dead. So now, not only are they having to deal with the one eyed Willie booby traps, but the Fratellis are coming. So things are getting pretty tense at this point. Um, so they consider Andy and her friend, played by Martha Plimpton, to be part of the Goonies now. So Mike was telling Andy it's okay. Goonies always make mistakes, and then he says, "Just don't make any more, okay?" Hey, Rooster. Rooster says, I just finished Cocaine Bear. What a CGI woot. Yeah, I liked Cocaine Bear pretty well as well. So this sort of reminds me of the water slides at Splash and Safari at Holiday World. Only those things would have been a lot safer than this, as you're usually in an inner tube or whatever going on those. So there is One Eyed Willie's ship there. So they found his ship and they're hoping that they'll find his treasure. What kid wouldn't have wanted to find a pirate ship with a treasure? Even if you didn't need the money or the jewels or whatever. A lot of skeletons on this ship. And Data's talking in the third person, and he says Data's getting tired of all these skeletons. Uh-oh. So even though they found the ship, there are all these traps still yet. Oh, whoops. Guys, I'm going to step to the side here and, well, maybe keep these Blu-rays and stuff. Unfortunately, almost wedged them underneath my desk. I tend to use that natural light now that comes in through the back door until it gets dark. And then when there's no more natural light, I just go ahead and close that door. Not that you guys need to know it, but so I believe Mikey has found the skeleton of One-Eyed Willie. So he's introducing everybody to Willie. So I think it's around this point that they decide that they're going to take what they need, but Mikey is saying don't take the gold that was close to Willie because that's his gold. Everything else basically they can take. So, oh no, the Fratellis are there, and they're on a pirate ship. So I suspect that the Fratellis are going to try to make them walk the plank. What do you guys think? So now Mama Fratelli's going to make Andy walk the plank. So looky there, it's Sloth and Chunk to the rescue. I like that line. Captain Chunk says, let's get the hell out of here. I don't think Sloth likes this game of jump rope because they're trying to trick him. So now he's super Sloth. So this is a kind of funny scene where Brand realizes that earlier Andy must have kissed, or Mikey must have kissed Andy. So she wanted to know what happened to his braces. So Mama Fratelli is trying to convince Sloth that chaining him up was for his in his best interest. So unfortunately now Chunk is realizing that Mama Fratelli dropped him. So now he's gonna drop her. So now Chug is introducing everybody to Sloth. Hey, Clifton. Yep, we are almost through watching this. But you made it in time for the ending, which is one of the best parts. I mean, the whole movie's an adventure, but oh, so yeah. Remember when Mikey was telling the others, don't take Willie's gold? Well, the Fratellis just made the mistake of trying to take Willie's gold, which set off another booby trap. So now they figured out that's not a candle, that's dynamite. So Sloth, being the strong individual he is able to hold up this big boulder and so that they can crawl through his legs to safety. So it seems that everybody has been out looking for the kids. So I'm sure if I went off on an adventure like this and my parents discovered that I was okay, I think they would be grateful, but and happy. But I think they'd be madder than shit at me too. And it doesn't seem that the parents are angry. So Data's father is an inventor too, but he's just like Data. And I love that line. That's okay, Daddy. You can't hug a photograph. And then to which his daddy says, "You're my best invention." So then we go to Mouth and Martha Plimpton's character, who it seems are starting a kind of, I guess, albeit lopsided relationship, though. Um, but it's obvious they do care about each other. So then Andy gets up her courage basically to go up to Mikey and say, "You keep kissing girls the way you do, the parts of you that don't work so good, they'll catch up to the ones that do." So here at the end, we have a lot of great, meaningful lines that, um, this is just like the ending to this movie is basically loaded with great dialogue, as if this movie didn't have great dialogue to begin with. So Sloth is okay, but they're going to arrest the Fratellis. But Chunk is saying, don't shoot Sloth. That he's not, and all the kids are coming to defend him. Basically telling them that the other Fratellis are the bad guys, but Sloth is not. So then Chunk tells Sloth that he's going to come live with him now. So now the land developer is going to come and say, time's up. You got to sign the papers and let us have all your houses, which we're going to destroy. And to add insult to injury, we see that if we didn't know this already, that Troy's dad is the land developer. So Rosalita is found, they thought that they lost all the treasure, but Rosalita is found a bag with jewels in it. I believe it's the marble bag. So she's talking in Spanish, but only Mouth can understand what she's saying, and she's telling Mr. Walsh not to sign the papers. So Mikey's marble bag, the Fratellis didn't find that, and so there are jewels in that. So Mr. Walsh knows what that means. That means that they're not going to have to sign their houses away to the land developer. So basically, they think Chunk is telling more stories, but now something's, you know, the ship, One Eye Willie's ship is there, and nobody can deny that. So everybody's going to yell now like sloth. So we now have an epic ending to, in my opinion, an epic movie. If there was a truly perfect kid slash family movie from the 80s, Goonies would have to be it. I mean, there were others, but this is the one that almost everybody can recall from that time period. Uh, Thanks for stopping by, Darren. I appreciate it. I'm probably not going to be on here too much longer either. Um, Clifton, you say you just watched Sweet 16? That's an interesting choice. I like that one. Um, Clifton, you say I just love the music when the pirate ship is shown for the first time and at the end in the ocean. Yeah, truly a lot of magical moments in this movie. Um, so we are now officially into the credits. Um, and we've got about, I'd say, approximately 3 minutes of credits. Um, but we do now have 11 people in here at 9:21 at night Eastern time. Um, but I do want to thank everybody for joining me tonight for this watch along. Hopefully, people that didn't get to join us tonight will be able to watch this on replay later. I do apologize that I wasn't quite as talkative as I intended to be. Like I said, my head felt a little stuffy, just all clogged up and felt all disconnected. But I did. Oh yes, Clifton, I did see your message about that, and um, I have actually listened to that. Hysteria continues. Now, here's a little tidbit of information that you might be interested in. I think that Steve sent the Hysteria Continues guys a message before they did this. So I don't know if they already had this in the works and plan, but he said something about he'd love them to do something on Terror on Tour because his wife really liked that movie. So I don't know if it's just coincidence. I don't know if that is something else they already had planned. But yes, indeed, Steve did tell me that when they were talking about it, and I did listen to that episode. It is an incredible episode. But thank you for reminding me about that as well. Wes, yes. Actually, I have mine ordered. I don't know how long it's going to take to get it from Dark Force Entertainment, but went on and got my copy ordered. Um, and I'm sure I'll be talking about it when it gets here. Yeah, not everybody. I mean, I guess there are several people that listen to Hysteria Continues. But I didn't even really know about these guys until Steve told me about them. But again, I do appreciate the reminder about that because I do tend to forget things from time to time. And if somebody brings it up, it's like it jogs my memory. It's like, oh, yeah, hey, I might want to go back and re listen to that again. Yeah, Scream 81 did get a 4K as well. And by your LOL there, Clifton, I would say that you're probably in the same boat as I and many other people are about Scream 81. That movie, in my opinion, is boring as shit. I like some bad movies, but at least in things like Final Exam, something does happen. In Terror on Tour, something does happen. um, so, although, a lot of people would probably say that, including my husband, would say that Final Exam does not need a 4K release, nor does anybody need to buy it. But, I'm a fan of Final Exam. I can't help it. I just am. Just like I'm a fan of Terror on Tour and many other movies that a lot of people wouldn't consider worthy of buying or worthy of watching either. Uh, well, I don't know how big they are, West. You say they aren't. Hysteria Continues isn't as big as most people think. Their YouTube subs aren't that big. They must have friends at Vinegar Syndrome, though. Um, yeah, because they are on, but they're not just on Vinegar Syndrome releases. I believe they probably have been on some Arrow releases as well. But I mean, Justin, the main guy, is from the UK, so that stands to reason that Arrow would probably ask them to do some things. Um, Clifton, you say, yeah, Final Exam, much better. Um, Darky say, Dana, they have that new limited edition, The Shining book for $1,500, only 1,000 copies. Sean Clark bought one and did a video. Holy crap! I would love to have it, but I can't swing that. Yeah, you're right, Clifton. They have done a lot of Blu-ray commentaries. I just don't think. I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, but I just don't think Wes is a fan of Hysteria Continues. I don't know if he thinks there's too much hype behind those guys or what. You know, I love me some Dead Pit. I do. I will always respect the Dead Pit boys and everything that they do. But I find Hysteria Continues, guys, I find them very entertaining. I find them knowledgeable. Um, I find it different that you've got a couple of guys. I believe Justin is from the UK. Eric is, I don't know if he's from, where is he from? Can somebody help me out with that? I can't remember where Eric is from. I don't think Eric's from the UK, but maybe he is. Um, and then you have Nathan and shoot, I'm totally forgetting the other guy's name that are in Tennessee. So I just think that's awesome that you can get four different guys from different places. And I'm not sure how the Tennessee guys got connected up with the with Justin and Eric, but I think it's awesome that they did, and they really made this show work, even though it's across the pond, so to speak. So, um, you saying Eric's from Ireland? I kind of thought he was, but I wasn't, 100% sure on that, Clifton. Um, Wes, you say 1,500 for a book? Is it made of gold? Uh, Dirk says it has a ton of goodies. LOL. CK. Um, yeah, I mean, just I would love to, but like I said, I just can't swing that. Um, so, guys, I'm probably going to tie it up here in the next couple of minutes or so. But I do want to remind everybody again, in case you came in here later and haven't heard the many times I've announced it over the last few streams. But I hope anybody and everybody will join me for the Evil Dead Rise review and discussion free for all tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Um, be there, be square. I hope a lot of you will actually want to come in live and share your own experiences with Evil Dead Rise. This is, again, warning. This is going to not be spoiler free. Okay. Not. Okay. So here is one of your last remaining warnings. I will probably give this warning again before I get started tomorrow night. Um, but I figure one, people that are really wanting to have watched Evil Dead Rise will have watched it by this time. Okay. Um, and if you have not, and you don't want the movie to be spoiled, please don't come in the stream tomorrow night. Do not watch the stream on the replay until such time as you are ready, because you will hear anything and everything about the film, spoilers, warts and all about this movie. I want to hear why people hated it. I want to hear why they loved it. I want to hear if people thought it was just meh. Okay. I want to hear everything. Um, at least in Evil Dead circles, I would say this is probably going to be the most talked about Evil Dead related movie as of late, anyway. And we can even make comparisons between Evil Dead Rise and the remake. I think a lot of people will know where I stand. You know where I stand on the remake. I've already said that I thought Evil Dead Rise was tons better than that horrible remake. But I want to hear your opinions too. I don't just want to hear myself talk. So I want to, we can have 9 other people other than me in the stream at one time, and we'll just see if everything goes off without a hitch. If we do get up to 10 people in here at one time, and hopefully we won't break the internet and or StreamYard. Well, she said, look them up on YouTube, though. Their following isn't that big. That's all I was saying. Oh, I get it, Wes, but I generally don't notice how many subs somebody has on YouTube. I notice mine from time to time, but I don't look at it every day. And generally, I don't look at anybody else's either. Either I watch them or listen to them because I like them, or I don't. And I may not, listen to every stream or watch every stream that somebody does. Um, but yeah, I get what you're saying, Wes. Wes, you say you would think if they get on all these releases, they would have 50,000 subs or more. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really. I guess I'm not in a position to say what makes people popular because I see some people that have a bunch of subs. But I don't know. Does that really mean that somebody's popular if they have a lot of subs? I mean, I don't know that it does really. Um, I mean, it just may be the luck of the draw. It may be that they got a lot of subs at one time, but are those same people really watching the content? Now, with you guys, every time you guys do a live stream, there are several hundred people in there. It seems like so. I could really believe that you guys that the amount of subs that you've got makes a realistic look into y'all's popularity. But some people, they've got a lot of subs, but if you actually go and look and see how many views were on their videos, it's really not that many if you compare it with you guys or something. What didn't you say? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I said either. Cool, Kelly. You'll say I'll be coming in. Um, Wes, you say over 50,000 subs and you can't pull 200 live watching you. What percentage is that, Dirk? Um, oh, well, that's great, Dirk. I want to hear. I want to hear everything. I want to hear people's gripes. I want to hear things they liked. I want to hear it all. Evidently, the word is that Uncle Bill hated it. Hated it outright. What she said, I think some people have bought subs or something. Is that something that you have to buy? Like, but why would you want to do that? Because wouldn't that be expensive? If you had to actually buy bots or what to look like subs, I don't know how that works because I wouldn't even dream of doing that. Clifton, you said maybe most of their followers follow them somewhere else. Yeah, it's possible, Clifton. They could. Don't they have the shows up on the Hysteria Continues site too as well? So maybe YouTube is just like the side endeavor. Darky say it has something to do with the YouTube powers that be. Yeah, I think some people, again, I'm not saying dead pit per se or the majority of people, but I think some people that have a lot of subs, I think they have some kind of inside track at YouTube. I don't know what that is. Um, really don't care to know what it is, but Kelly's saying that's 0.004%. Rob, you say, how can I get me some bot subs? Kelly, yeah, such a waste of money. I would agree on that. Durkee said, no, Dana like fake subscribers. Now that's lame that people will do that. So did they get like people to create fake accounts or multiple accounts under different names and then subscribe to them? That's pretty shitty. Again, I wouldn't dream of doing anything like that. Which you say, I think somebody told me they used to sell 1,000 subs on Fiverr for like $100 or something. Oh, you got to be freaking kidding me. So somebody could pay $100 and get 1,000 subs, and bam, they'd have enough to monetize then. Wow, geez Louise. Clifton, you say, yeah, and iTunes, Google Podcasts, whatever. Right, yeah. There's Stitcher and all those things. Um, well, she said, doubling less than 0.5%. God. Kelly said, that's crazy. What is the point of having fake subscribers? I guess to be able to get monetized quicker. That's the only thing I can think of, or look like you're a bigger deal than you actually are. Rob, you say, I've always wanted my own robot and I do like subs. Oh, wait, you're talking YouTube subscriptions. My bad. Derek, you said, damn, that's crazy, CK. Yeah, Kelly, very good point. You say, I actually want to know, what is the point if they aren't real people watching? Yeah, to me, I would like to know that there's real people watching my content. Otherwise, why put the content out there? Um, you know, I would want to know that people were enjoying my content. I mean, I have fun getting on here and doing these streams, but if you're basically making content for the great void, if really hardly anybody's watching, then I agree. What is the point? Uh, what you say? Heard you also risk YouTube deleting your account too if they think they weren't legit. Yeah. Um, I was actually watching a video. Speaking of people getting their accounts deleted, I was watching a video. I don't know how old of a video this was, but this guy was basically talking about. There were several things that he was talking about on this video that would evidently get your YouTube account deleted forever. And one thing was um, trading subs, like telling somebody, I'll subscribe to your channel if you'll subscribe to mine, which I don't really see that happening. I mean, probably it's happening under the table or something. Not with everybody, but with some people. But I would think that that would also include, and guys, please don't take offense if I say this. I see a lot of people say if you subscribe to their channel because they're trying to get a certain amount of subs, they will tell you things like, if you subscribe to my channel, you can be put in for a drawing for whatever prize that they're giving away. To me, I would think that YouTube would consider that somebody trying to buy subs, just like a politician trying to buy votes or something, you know. Um, but perhaps there's a lot of that going on and they can't catch all the people. I'm not saying go and shut down everybody's channel that's doing stuff like that, but I'll say again, all I want to do is put out content that's hopefully enjoyable and that people like coming in the chat. Sometimes people like coming in live with me. I This is a hobby for me at this point in time anyway. This is not a money making venture for me. For some people, it's a way of life, it's a job. They depend on the money they get from, whatever revenue they get from YouTube. Um, so, it would take a whole lot for me to quit my 9 to 5. I would not want to be put into a position where, if for whatever reason YouTube blew up tomorrow and all these other different sites that people get on and do videos and can get monetized or get donations or super chats or whatever. I would not want to be so dependent on that as revenue. that if something were to happen where they were just gone one day, or you couldn't monetize anymore through them, I would not want to be caught in a lurch like that and be desperately trying to find a job because the only job I had was making content for YouTube. Kelly said, right there, it's like a waste of time as no one is actually watching. Well, she said, clickbait content is what a lot of people tried to do. Fuck them, lol. Yeah, I don't like clickbait content either. I saw one the other day that was definite clickbait. Um, it made you think that you were going to click on it and find, uh, um, shoot, who was it? Totally just slipped out of my mind. But somebody talking bad about Drew Barrymore, and I knew it was clickbait. But I clicked on it anyway because I just wanted to see what they were doing. And they were just basically talking about what a good person this actor was. I'm like, you pieces of shit. Because I wonder how many people actually clicked on it thinking that they were going to hear this person refer to Drew Barrymore as a fucking bitch. And it says they basically, Keanu Reeves, that's who it was. The clickbait made you think that Keanu Reeves called Drew Barrymore a fucking bitch and that he walked out of an interview that she was doing with him. And I knew it was clickbait, but like I said, I clicked on it because I wanted to see what the video actually was about. And again, it was just going on about what a great, all around great guy Keanu Reeves was. And Texas says, absolutely, Wes. Clifton, you say, I'm afraid to upload movies, so I don't do it. Uh, yeah, Dirk, sub for a sub, lol. Yeah, in a lot of ways, Kelly, I agree that doesn't seem as bad as buying subs. Um, but I just don't like the idea of somebody offering to give a prize to one person, but everybody is going to sub to them in hopes that they're the one that wins this prize. So to me, that is worse than saying, I'll sub to your channel if you'll sub to mine. That doesn't seem nearly as bad as either the buying the subs or people offering prizes to just one person. But hey, I want everybody to subscribe and you get your name put in a hat for this, or whatever this prize is. Dirk, you say, yeah, I've heard of that. Rob, you say all this talk of subs. I need to get my mind out of the gutter. Well, she say also, Dana, I added that podcast you did with Curly Jaws on Patreon. Call me psychic, but I kind of figured his second or third account was getting deleted eventually. Didn't know it'd be like 3 days later. Yeah, that poor guy has had a rough go of it lately. Yeah, subscription giveaways. And again, I'm not trying to put anybody down that does that. So if any of you guys do that or you know of anybody that does that, I'm not putting them down. I just personally, I don't like that. Well, thank you, Rob. I think old Curly Jaw's he's a good interviewer. I really don't think it was anything to do on my side, but he asked all the right questions and he made me feel comfortable. Not that I ever feel nervous around old Curly Jaws per se, but he's good at making people feel comfortable, uh, where they actually feel comfortable answering whatever questions he asks. Well, she said, yes, I think it was the best thing old Curly Jaws ever did. LOL. Uh, Robbie said, a free night was my sub if you subscribe. Laughing my ass off. Um, Kelly saying, in some states that is illegal. I don't know if all states have this law, but here in Michigan, you do not have to make a purchase or subscribe to a service in order to win a contest from the company. Yeah, I don't know if any companies per se are doing it, but I have seen some YouTubers, I'm not going to say who, will say something like, help me reach 5,000 subs or whatever by this, such and such a date. And if you subscribe to me during this time to this time, your name will be put in a hat for a drawing for a prize. Kelly says Robert Scott Shane. Rob says he's going to put himself in timeout. Oh man. Dirk, you say I'll give it to the people who could make enough to quit their regular jobs. Usually very committed and talented people. Oh, and there's no doubt there are some of those people out there. But again, I wouldn't want to for my total source of income to come from YouTube or any of these other websites where people put up videos, because I just I don't feel like these things are going to necessarily be forever. Um, and again, I'm not quite ready. It would take a lot for me to be ready to quit my 9 to 5. I'm tired, Wes. Do I look tired? I hope I don't look that tired. Let y'all see my eyes there. Um, yeah, Keanu Reeves. Wes, you think Drew Barrymore is one of the sexiest women's of all time? Um, Drew Barrymore's a very, very attractive woman. Yes. Oh, really, Rob? You say you actually clicked on that too? Ridiculous clickbait. Yes, from what I've heard about Keanu Reeves, he's one of the true, gentlemen of Hollywood, I guess is what you would refer to him. Wes, you say Bad Girls era, Drew. Yeah, some make you think somebody died clickbait. There's a ton of that on YouTube, I've noticed. Kelly, you say he stops to change people's flat tires and stuff. He's such a genuine good dude. Yeah. I have not seen anything bad about Keanu Reeves ever. Dirk, you say her show is like nails on a chalkboard. She's way too happy for that to be real, or she's on some serious drugs. I wish you say she married Tom Green. I never said she was mentally stable. Dirk, you say, yeah, that's true. Um, I need to actually see the actual interview. I would like to see that. I saw some other interviews she did with people, and they were really good. Um, Clifton, you say, how is Netflix going to stop password sharing? I figure what they're going to do is just keep upping the price of these the subscriptions. Darky say, like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the bell, and give your left nut, and you might win a Walmart Bargain Bin Cool Duder Blu-ray. You're gonna get that Amityville Karen Blu-ray. Ooh. Darky, so the worst to me are the people who put up a Cash App ticker on their streams. Oh, yes, I've seen that too. Wes, you say, Dana, Stone Cold Takes on America starts at 10 p.m. A&E. Are you saying that I need to get off of here so people can go watch Stone Cold Takes on America on A&E? I am going to get off here shortly. I really am. But, I hate to go when we got 12 dang people in here. Like I said, that's a lot of people for me. But I do, in addition to the Evil Dead Rise, non-spoiler free um, episode, or an episode, a review and discussion free for all. Tuesday, I don't know if I'm going to do something. Wes is probably saying, "God, Dana, that you'll do something." I may have to, see if the new green screen will stay up. And then again, I might. The green screen's supposed to come in tomorrow, so if it works and it stays up, I may either pull it behind Steve's chair and sit at his computer for the Evil Dead Rise free for all. Maybe I can try it out and see what you guys think. But if I do use his computer, I'll be using his camera, and so I want to definitely adjust those damn settings on his camera before I do anything on that. But we'll see. Wednesday will be me and TJ talking about the second half of the Monsters episodes from season 1, so you guys can look forward to that. Not sure what or if I'll be even doing a stream on Thursday, but we'll see. Friday is usually my day off, but Steve tells me he's going to be on doing something for you guys, so you guys can look forward to that. All of that coming up. And I think here in another minute, I'm going to be getting off here. So if there's anything that anybody wants to bring up to me before I get off of here, feel free to start throwing, ideas or comments, suggestions, all that stuff at me for the next minute or so. Oh, and then I'm going to have to get off here because I am starting to get a little bit tired, and I do have to return to work tomorrow. But I'll give it another 30 seconds or so. But again, before I get off of here, I want to thank everybody for stopping by tonight. It seems I may have to check on Uncle Bill unless Wes can tell me if he's feeling worse or not. I was going to drop him a text or something and just ask how he was doing. Because, I sure didn't see him in the stream tonight, so he may be feeling worse. You have a good one too, Rob. Clifton, you say, Pippi Longstocking watch along, LOL. Would everybody come to a Pippi Longstocking watch along? So it is now officially 9:56. Oh, good luck on your exam, Kelly. Good night, and I'll see you next time. And on that note, with all that being said, I'm going to skedaddle on out of here for the night, and I will see everyone on the flip side. Y'all have a good night now. And I'll just read these real quick. Dirk says, I just started Necromantic. It's a great one for Valentine's Day. You have a great one too, Dirk. Rob says, I love Pippi as a kid, so maybe. Good night, Clifton. Good night, everybody. I'm out of here.